In this video, we are going to learn how to make this gadget store flyer design in Canva. So let's jump right to Canva and do that now. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is to create a new page. We already have a new page here and we have all our design elements here. So what we can do now is to start dragging things to our design. We want this black background as we saw it in the beginning. So we're just going to come here and make it a black background. So we have this element that we can use to up our background. Okay, I'm just going to select the first one. I'm going to make it this big and just place it somewhere here. Or maybe I can reduce it a little bit. Okay, just to give it the techie. Oh, once you drag anything off your canvas, it's going to disappear. You're not going to see it even in your layer anymore. So what I can do now is just to be careful I don't drag anything out of my canvas. So now I have all these elements, so I'm just going to bring in a logo and I'll start positioning everything nice and neat. So we have what else should I, let's move this element. This is the laptop. Okay, I have two images here that you can use. Okay, you can either use this one or use this one. So I can make a duplicate of this page just to show you the example of the second one. So I come here and drag this one into my design. You're gonna have all this in the SSS file, so you can see that either you do this or you do this, or we can do one at the end. We just swap the image. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this to the side. Let me work with this. Okay, what I can do now, I can make this one a little bit bigger. All right, so we can come back and we'll drag all this one into element. Okay, make this one bigger. I'm just going to use it as elements flying in the sky right there. So let's start bringing in our text. So we have this quality gadget, one-stop gadgets up. Okay, let's paste this. And now our font that we are using is Neo Machina. Okay, Neo Machina, you can see right there. It's called Neo Machina right here. Okay, so we're gonna make this one big. What we can do now, we're going to let's cut this part out. Sometimes selecting text can be difficult. Okay, Ctrl X, and now what we have is just this text. So we're going to make it big and we're going to make it bold. Let's select all and make it bold. And now we can dupe it or drag it, and now we can type gadget. Okay, gadget, and you can push this one a little bit down. We can make it to enter each other. Okay, and we're going to come back to color later on. Let's alt drag this and make it small. I'm going to paste in that little text. Ctrl V. We're going to remove gadgets and remove this extra space. Now we can remove the boldness. We don't need it. Select all and remove the boldness. Can make it smaller here and just drag it somewhere here. Okay, I think our design is coming out. So we can bring in a rectangle, hit arrow on your keyboard, and now what we have is this. Okay, you can stretch it to fill this part, and now we can come here and just round off the entire angle. So let's make colors a bit pure white. Okay, and we can reduce the opacity with some percent like that. Let's make this bigger. Okay, all right, so can duplicate this or to drag it, bring it in here, and just use it to make where we're going to put in our list of items. Okay, it doesn't have to be that big, and you can dupe it again to come here and just make it like this one. This one we're going to remove the opacity. Okay, just come here and crank it all up. Okay, and now we can adjust the roundness here. Okay, something like this. All right, so we're going to give it some glass effect by using this, but before you do that, make sure that your element is already in the right place, so we can make a copy of it and try to make sure it's in the same position with the one behind it. Okay, and now that we have that, we can come here, come to edit, come to all, come to blur, we're going to blur it out. Okay, we're just going to give it some blur. Okay, right there. So what we can do now is to come here and crop it. Make sure that it aligns with this shape that is here. Okay, that's what we're doing. So we're going to crop it, and now we're going to introduce a roundness to what we have before, so that it aligns with. What I'm noticing is this one it's not aligning. So now what we have is this. We're going to send this to the back. Come to position, come to where you have it selected, and just drag it behind the shape. No, not behind, just above the shape. And what we can do is to bring this one that is on top and make sure it's above right here. So what we can do now, we can select this and reduce your opacity a bit, so that it gives that translucent vibe. Okay, so now what we have is this. Okay, so we can actually drop the opacity, drop the brightness, come to edit, come to adjust, and just drop it a bit. Okay, because we'll be putting the text there and we want the text to be visible. Okay, and you can also work with the opacity again, just to give you that vibe. Again, we can give it more blur. Let's come to edit, let's go back, come to more blur. No, not adjust, come to blur, come to see all, come to blur, and let's just increase the blur. Okay, cool. Now what we have is this, but we are having problem with this edge because we are having too much line. So we can remove that extra blur because we don't want that line to show at all. So now what we have is this, and we're just going to go with that. So we're going to add our text later. Just to another thing we can do is to add stroke to our shape. Okay, and let's come to stroke, and we can make the stroke to be white. Okay, or we can make it yellow. No, sorry, come to stroke, make the stroke to be white. Okay, because we want it right here, because our opacity is small. Okay, I'm selecting that image right now. Let me come here, make the opacity white. That's cool, and it's not really that visible, but I wish it was. Okay, it's visible kind of, but it's tiny. Okay, let's make it more. Let's add more stroke to see. Let's come to stroke and just crank it up. Okay, it's still not visible because of the opacity. So what we can do, let's come here, increase the opacity, and come here and just give it its own stroke. Come to the main distance and give it its own stroke. Let's come to stroke, come here, and now let's make the color to be white. Let's make the color to be white. Okay, since this is white, it's not going to be visible, so we can come here now and reduce the stroke width. Okay, let's give it like 1. Okay, and this is not going to be visible because we have this laptop shape already cut out. So now what we have is this. All right, so what we have next is other text that we can play with. So we have all this. I'm going to copy what we sell, and I'm going to come here and I'm going to paste Ctrl V. So we have all this now. Okay, I'm going to change this all to black, and I'm going to flush to the left, and now we can alt drag so that we have what we say on its own, and I'm going to remove everything else. Okay, just delete that. Now what we have is this. I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to position it somewhere here. Okay, I'm going to reduce this a little bit so that it's a little bit flattened. I have the shape here just to give it a search, like you can search them online. So I can position this one right here. We're going to introduce, I don't know if you can notice there's a drop shadow in this icon. We're going to introduce the same drop shadow here. Come to effect and just come to drop shadow, so we can increase this, we can increase the blur, we can increase the transparency, and the direction. Let's make it look like this. Okay, so now what we have is this. Okay, for this text we're going to change it to Inter, so that at least we can have two fonts on our design. We're going to give it some bullet pointing. Let's break this text, and now let's make it italics. So this one, now let's come and increase, let's edit it, let's increase the, let's come to adjust, let's increase the brightness so that we can have our text visible. Okay, one thing you can do is we can actually reduce the position of this so that this text is visible. So what we can do is to adjust like this. Okay, adjust like this and position this text here so that it's visible now. Then this one, don't move it because it's actually a duplicate of what we have behind. So what we can do to adjust that, so crop back and crop back. Okay, so we can actually just select all of this and move them together until you get a new position. Okay, so that's how you adjust your blur. Okay, let's make this one a little bit smaller. So what we can do now is to drag this and position this one here. So let's come here and copy all of this. Ctrl C, we'll come here and Ctrl V. Okay, so now what we have is this. Let's click off, select again. We're gonna come here and delete all of this. This one, we're going to Ctrl exit because it's going to be in another line. Okay, so this one I'm going to select, or I'm going to remove the bullet pointing. Okay, and I think we are cool like this. Let's increase the size, so let's alt drag because we're going to remove this one, and right here we're going to remove this one. All right, so one more thing, we're going to bring the Instagram and Instagram icon and the WhatsApp icon. So we have these two, we're going to drag it in here. We're going to change the colors to black. Okay, we have this one now. Let's change the color to black, change the color of this to black, select both of them and scale them at the same time. Okay, so now all we have is this. Okay, we can also do the glass effect with this if we want to. Okay, you can try that out. Maybe I can try it out just to give it a little bit of glass effect too, so that everything just look consistent. Okay, let's drag this closer. So what we can do now to give the glass effect again is to just come here, duplicate it, make sure it's in the same position, come here, crop it out, come here, crop it out, come here, crop it out, come to round corner and make sure you round off those corners till it fits. So you won't notice the difference now, but what we have now is this. So this is what we are applying the blur to. So Ctrl Z so that it be in the same position. So come to edit, come to see all, come to blur, and now we're going to come to whole image and we're just going to crank up the blur. Okay, so we're just going to crank up the blur. Now what we have is this. So we're going to send it to the back so that it is right behind, right above that text and above this shape. Okay, now what we have is this. Okay, so we're having that blur effect right there, and now this background image was actually transparent, so we're going to increase the opacity so that we have it of such, or maybe we can change the color, maybe something dark. Okay, if we make it something dark, it's going to defeat our purpose, or maybe let's just come here and just crank it up a little bit. It's not going to be pure white and it's not going to be transparent. This is going to give it more of that transparency that we're all going for. Okay, one more thing is this. Okay, we already have this in our clipboard, but let's copy it again. And I'm going to come here, take this or drag it, select, paste your text, stretch it to be in one line, then come here and change the color to white. Select all first, then change the color to white. We're going to make it center align, and we're going to remove this italics. Just make it a little bit bigger. Okay, this is the website that you want people to visit. It seems to be too bigger. Okay, just make it smaller. Maybe we can add italics. Okay, doesn't just make sense to me after removing it. All right, so now what we have is this. One last thing is this image. Let's add some blur to it, and before that we're going to make a duplicate of it. So just come here, make a duplicate, make it larger, come here, send it to the front using your left alt bracket, your control right bracket. Okay, control right bracket, come to edit, come to CO, come to blur, and just add blur to it. Okay, and now this blur, we're going to copy it and paste it on this, or maybe we can leave that one like that. So we have this one blur and we have this one sharp, but if you want to copy this blur, it's very simple. Use this and just paste it on it. Now we have the same blur. Okay, and for the text, I think we should do some coloring instead of just leaving it white. What we can do, let's use yellow. Yellow is great for this kind of design, yellow and white, which is kind of really nice. Let's also take this one to be yellow, but let's do some text manipulation there using color gradient. So I'm going to come to plus icon, come to gradient. Right here, this green, we're going to make it white. Okay, we're going to give it this fade of yellow to white, which is kind of great. So we're going to come here to this second one too, and we can do the same thing right here. So we already have it here as a default, so we can just select it. And now what we have is this. So we can select both of them. All this, I feel like they are two up. Okay, now I feel like they are two down. Okay, and one last thing. Okay, we can swap the image down. Let's Ctrl D. So let's come here. Okay, we have this now. We can delete this, and also we're going to delete this transparent because they are not part of the design anymore. So we can come here now and just bring in this, and we can make it big. Okay, and now you have to go through the process through making the blur. So I'm going to send this to the back. Okay, and now that we have that, you can now make a duplicate of it and do the blur. But this is not a fixed image. It's a combination of different image that I've already prepared, but you're going to get it as a together image. So when you're working, you can now begin to add the blur and all that. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the video. I want you to try something out. Use any of the image, or you can make your own design. I'll be glad to see what you make. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.